so hard not to give up and just go home.
About 5 years ago, my best friend started telling me stories about what they considered to be like the marathon of dirt bike rides. We would start the southern point of Idaho and ride all the way to the Canadian border through back roads, dirt bike trails, mountain roads, you name it, in order just to get to the very top. And this is a short documentary about our challenges and experiences across the state. Hope you enjoy it. It's funny because I don't know how many times we had the conversation on our trip about what our favorite part was, and we would start talking and debating and remembering and, you know, just kind of reminiscing different rivers and canyons and little towns and things like that. And it was impossible to pick a favorite spot. I think the one that sticks out in my mind as kind of the most monumental was the Salmon River. But this little segment right here, I'm crossing this bridge, this was on our first day, and Joe and I split off and decided to finish the original tracks. Mark had crashed and hurt his knee. Mike lost his cell phone. Kent lost his tank bag. We were already off to just a hard start, but that segment where Joe and I broke off and went through about 9 miles of single track right here, this is back on that same track again, was epic. It was the most physically challenging piece of the whole trip, without a doubt. And it was one of those where we could pound our chest when we got to the top of it. It was pretty incredible. The other thing I would say that is the most memorable is definitely the mechanical challenges. You would think that the physical side of this would be the hardest part, and maybe for some people it is, but for me, without a doubt, it was the mechanical side. Overcoming the mechanical challenges was just absolutely so hard.
Just when you think everything is going so good, man, we were cruising along on the Lolo motorway in Montana. Just had a big old rock come up. I just cracked my engine open. Okay, day 7. We're about 125 miles from destination. My clutch is going out. I can barely drive. Joe just got a flat tire. Again, how many flat tires do we get now, Joe? Joe's second one. I also had 2 flats. We're about 100 yards from, I guess it's Priest River. It looks like a lake, and it looks really good.
So, you guys, why are we thinking it's so many miles?
Good times.
And then you get everything fixed, and you get back on your bike, and you start riding again, and you kind of forget how hard it was to get your bike fixed again or get back on it after you crash or whatever it is, because the scenery is absolutely overwhelming, and you kind of just forget that you just got another flat tire or whatever. Honestly, it kind of seems like after so many trials, I mean, when you have 5 or 6 different guys in a group, everybody has a mechanical challenge. It really doesn't matter how new your motorcycle is. It just doesn't matter. You're going to have mechanical failures, be it flat tires or a headlight out or whatever the case may be. You're going to have it. I think I kind of got to a certain point where I was just, it became comical, the mechanical failures. And so, after a little while, you just kind of give into it, and it is what it is, and you know that there's going to be more, so you stop thinking about it in a bad way, and and you just expect it. You know that they're going to come, and when they do, your group is going to jump in with you and help you fix it and get you back on the road, because they can't continue without you unless you quit. And that was a pretty cool experience to have that camaraderie. It's pretty neat. There definitely, towards the end there came a day that I was ready to throw in the towel, and it was the day that my pack broke and fell off and rolled down the side of a mountain. I lost pretty much all of my clothes, all of my expensive riding shirts that I just bought, my riding pants. I lost my drone, which I had bought for this trip. The pack alone was new. It was like, it wasn't cheap. And this was hard, without a doubt. It wasn't really a mechanical challenge, but just, I had like 3 days left before we would be home, and like I had the underwear that I was wearing that was it, and this was hard. I was ready to throw in the towel at this point for sure, but we were so close. We were so close. I just could not see myself quitting at this point, but the thought entered my mind for sure.
We've retraced our tracks twice. All of my clothes, my drone, shorts, owner's manual for my bike, my tire tools, gone. Hard to keep going, man. I feel like I hit the wall.
I knew that if I quit at that point and said, "Hey guys, I'm just gonna bug off the trail and figure out how to get home," I knew that it would kind of mess with those guys a little bit mentally, and I didn't want to do that. And I also just didn't want to give in myself. Like, we'd been through so much, with steep hills and bikes tipping over, and just so many things. I just thought I can't give up now. I'm so close, and I hate borrowing things from people. Absolutely hate it, but I borrowed some underwear and a t-shirt and some socks, and I wore my riding clothes for a couple days until we got to a laundry facility, and the mechanical challenges, they never stopped. I got a hole in my gas tank. I got another flat tire. It was hard. It was hard. There's no doubt about it. There's no other way to explain it other than to say that this was the most mentally challenging thing that I've ever done, and the best at the same time. I'd do it again in a heartbeat.